Hey there, podcast lovers. Looking for a fresh take on the world? Tune into Nikki's World, where we dive into everything hitting the headlines and chat about just what's on our minds. No filters, just real talk. Whether you're sipping your morning coffee or unwinding after a long day, Nikki's World is your go-to for genuine commentary on the real world. Subscribe now if you want to hear the real deal on what's going on. Join the conversation on Nikki's World, where every episode feels like catching up with an old friend. Don't miss out.
What's up, y'all? Let's do this.
Oh, hi guys, welcome to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host, and today, guys, we got to talk about why Democrats are so desperate to protect illegal immigration and illegal immigrants in their state, and why they're trying to fight the federal government. Because last week we talked about it on the show, and now this week, the truth has finally fucking come out. And we're going to talk about that and so much more. But before we go any further, guys, if you guys love Nikki's World so much, seriously, y'all, can y'all please consider donating a cup of coffee for me? Because for the price of a cup of coffee at Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, and Cumberland Farms, guys, you guys help keep this podcast show alive. You guys help me curate more stories, more topics like this to talk about. I do accept Bitcoin donations. I am on Ko-fi, guys. If you guys want to support, sponsor, donate, tip, and commission me for a modeling photo shoot, if you guys love Nikki's World so much, seriously, y'all, please hit that like, subscribe, please give me a review. Good, bad, and the ugly. So, guys, I do got a bunch of affiliate links. First off is Minds.com. Minds.com is the Facebook alternative, and they are a Connecticut-based social media platform. So if you guys value your right to freedom of speech like I do, and you guys want to be able to say stuff without fear of being blocked, suspended, or deplatformed, well then, ladies and gentlemen, head on over to Minds.com. So, guys, I do have the most awesome, and I mean the most awesome affiliate link with Burna. Burna is the less lethal self-defense company, guys. They make their top of the line Burna SD, Burna LE, TCR, Mission 4, and their newest compact launcher, guys. So if you guys value your right to the Second Amendment, your right to self-defense like I do, but you guys want to do it in a less lethal manner, well then, ladies and gentlemen, head on over to my friends at Burner.com. And finally, guys, I do have the most awesome, and I mean the most awesome affiliate link with North Shore Medical Supply. North Shore Medical Supply, guys, They make their top of the line North Shore Mega Max diaper, North Shore Supreme pull up, and their Eternal boosters, guys. So if you know somebody out there who needs to wear adult diapers and who needs to be put in adult diapers like I am, guys, well then, send them on over to my friends at North Shore Medical Supply, and they will make sure that they are diapered up and padded up as always. And before we get the show on the road, literally, guys, if you guys love this episode and any of my other episodes on Nikki's World, seriously, y'all, can y'all please consider sharing this across all the social media platforms that are out there today? Wow, man. Yeah, that was a dang mouthful. And that was a dang old mouthful. And yes, guys, I am diapered up as always. I am diapered up in my North Shore Megamax diapers with my Eterna boosters. And I have my onesies from Little Laboratories. They used to be around, but for some reason they shut down. I was hoping they'd come back, which is great. So, anyway, I'm diapered up, padded up. Let's get on with the show, shall we? So, remember, guys, last week I talked about why the Democrats are so adamant about defending illegal immigration, why they were so insistent on protecting illegal immigration and illegal immigrants over their welfare class and over the American citizen. Remember I was talking about that? And if y'all don't remember, y'all can look it up on my platform on Podbean. Y'all can look it up. But these two articles, okay, right from Daily Caller and Red State, oh my God, they confirmed what I actually said last week. And mind you, guys, we were way ahead of the news cycle here, ladies and gentlemen. We're really ahead of the news cycle, all right? Really are. But this one here, man, confirms it. Caller. Should blue states boxing out ICE give Democrats upper hand in the next census? Here's the headline of the article. A nationwide push by Democrats to stifle immigration enforcement could save their party from major loss in the next census. Here's the next paragraph. Democrats are working across the country to bolster sanctuary policies that would make it more difficult to arrest and repatriate illegal immigrants as liberal lawmakers capitalize off two chaotic enforcement operations that led to deadly shootings. By protecting the illegal immigrant population in blue states, the effort could be enough to help starve off anticipated losses for their party in 2030 appointment forecast in immigration and expert told Daily Caller News Foundation. And sorry guys if you heard that alert on my phone, on my computer. I do apologize for that, all right? So my apologies if you heard that. I get email alerts and I should have ended it, so my apologies. But I do want to say like this, guys. The reason why Democrats are so desperate, okay, the reason why they're so adamant, where you see the leftist anti-ICE, anti Antifa, the leftist liberal and Democrat groups, you wonder why they are so desperate to protect the illegal immigrant population. Because come 2030, ladies and gentlemen, come 2030, the census is going to be fucking brutal to them. Come 2030, Democrats are going to lose seats. And from the last census in 2020, their seats were so inflated because they counted illegal immigrants. I'm telling you right now, they are going to lose seats royally. They are going to lose seats so fucking badly that it ain't even fucking funny anymore. It ain't. It ain't. The fact that they're going to lose House seats, okay? They're going to lose congressional seats. That's not even funny. That's why they're so adamant about protecting illegal immigrants in their blue state. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, you see anti-ICE groups obstructing, like impeding, blocking, harassing, doxing, and all this other terrorist activities to protect their illegal immigrant population. Because deep down, ladies and gentlemen, we're 4 years away from the 2030 census. We're fucking 4 years away. And when that census hits in 4 years, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a bloodbath murder because all those blue states, they're losing population. They're losing people or fleeing blue states. Blue states to red states like, say, Texas, Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas, okay? Tennessee, Kentucky, Arkansas. They're fleeing to red states. And because they're fleeing, blue state Democrats have to replace their population with what? With illegal immigration. So they flood the country with illegal immigration, illegal immigrants, thinking that, oh man, we're going to be able to save our population. We're going to be able to save our congressional seats, our congressional power. The way Trump is doing this is pure mathematical genius. You take away the Democrats' illegal immigration base, they have no political power come 2030 and beyond. Come 2030 and beyond, till the next census, like say in 2040, they have no power. The Republicans will have power for the next 10 years. Pretty much. This is why the Democrats are so adamant about protecting the illegal immigrants, because they want to protect their power, and whatever power they have is going to be gone. Okay? This year's the midterm elections. This year's midterms. So you know what this means. Half the U.S. House of Representatives and half the U.S. Senate is up for re-election. So which means it's going to be a bloodbath, drawn-out fight this year. And remember, midterms are important. Okay? Midterms are important. We need to get out to the vote. Remember Dan Bongino's rule? Tell 10 friends, call 10 friends, write 10 social media posts to get your friends to get out there and vote. Get them out there to the polls. And then on election day, take 10 friends with you to the polls that day. Take them to the polls and say, hey guys, let's get in there and vote. Let's get in there and vote. Pretty much. But this is why Democrats are so desperate to protect their illegal immigration class, because they know that come 2030 and the way Trump is getting rid of illegal immigrants and telling them to get the fuck out of here, 2030 is when Democrats lose power. Democrats are in for a bloodbath like no tomorrow. They pretty much are, guys. And this is why, guys, this article from the red state. Why are Democrats trying to protect the illegals at polling places? GOP demands answers. Okay? This article from the red state. Democrat House Majority Leader Hakeem Jeffries and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer have sparked backlash after demanding that taxpayer dollars not be used for immigration enforcement operations near sensitive locations. What Democrats mean polling places, okay? Which, of course, begs the questions, why would there be elevated concerns about the presence of illegal aliens at the polling places? Okay, why? Because you know why? In blue states, Democrats have allowed illegal immigrants to vote in federal, state, and local elections. That's why their numbers are so inflated when their actual numbers are like very small. Because here's the thing. They're losing people. People are fleeing like blue states to red states because of economy, jobs, taxes, and the fact that they're being taxed and regulated to death. So they're fleeing. And because they're fleeing, they're being replaced by illegal immigrants who are being like bought, paid off, and given everything, including what? A house, Obama phone, and whatever. That's why Democrats are protecting these people. Because they want their voting base. They want their power. And if you take away their power by taking away the illegal immigrants, they have none. They have no power. They literally don't have any. And the funny thing of all this, guys, and the funny thing of it is simple. Democrats will do anything to stay in power. Why do you think, for example, in Fulton County, Georgia, when the FBI raided the election office for that county and took all the ballots from 2020, why do you think the Democrats are scared shit, spitting in their diapers, okay, and sweating like bullets are flying over their head? It's because Tulsi Gabbard and the FBI is about to uncover their election scheme, how they cheated the election, how they fucking stole the election. And because of that, ladies and gentlemen, that's why you see Democrats so adamant about protecting their illegal immigration population. It's because they're using them to get votes, to pad their voting block, to be able to cheat in every town, county, state, and federal election. That's why they're doing this, guys. And if you understand this whole shit, you understand why they are doing this, why they are desperate. They are so desperate right now, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm just going to say this out front and loud. They may possibly cheat in this midterm election, but if Trump can get the rhinos in the GOP off their asses and pass the SAVE Act, Democrats will never be able to cheat ever again in the elections. Democrats will never be able to cheat, period, because it would mandate the states to have voter ID. Only U.S. citizens can be allowed to vote, which means, for example, guys, they would be forced to carry a U.S. passport or a state ID. All right, that would mean like this: they would have to carry an ID to vote, and if they're not a U.S. citizen, sorry, you can't vote in the election. You can't vote. It's that simple. And because of what we're doing by trying to get the SAVE Act passed, trying to get rid of illegal immigrants from this country before the 2030 census, is because Donald Trump is smart about this. Donald Trump is looking far ahead. He's looking beyond 2026. He's looking beyond the 2029 presidential election. He's looking beyond that because he is realizing that to cement his legacy, to cement his agenda permanently, is to get rid of illegal immigration, get rid of all the illegal immigrants in this country, including blue states. If he can pull this shit off, his legacy, his policies is cemented for the next 20 years. That means we could be like looking at Trump policy all the way to 2050, ladies and gentlemen. And this is why Donald Trump is doing this so much. Okay? This is why Trump is trying to get rid of illegal immigrants. He's trying to kick them out. He's trying to get all the criminals, the mentally ill, the ones that crossed the border illegally, the one that was led in by the Let's Go Brandon, Joe Biden, and the Auto Pen administration. Okay? This is why Donald Trump is doing this. It's because the 2030 census coming up will give Republicans power for the next 20 years. It'll give them virtual power. Democrats will never be able to hold power at the federal level. I mean, they may hold it at the state level, but state level is all a different story. But at the federal level, which is overreaching, they it'll give them virtual power in this country. And this is why a lot of people need to understand this. Donald Trump is getting rid of illegal immigrants not because he doesn't want them here. Well, he doesn't want them here, but he knows when the census comes up, he knows who's going to be running Congress for the next 10, 20 years. Mm-hmm. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, it's important that Trump gets rid of illegal immigration, because from 2030 to 2040 to even 2050, who runs Congress is far more important than who sits in the fucking White House, ladies and gentlemen. The left, the left hasn't understand this, but many of you and my listeners do, is that they know it's not about who sits in the White House you got to worry about. The man or potentially woman who may sit in the White House is only there for like what, 2 4-year terms, which is what, total of what, 8 years? That's about it. But the person you really have to worry about is who sits in the US Senate, who sits in the House of Representatives, who's the what? Senate Majority Leader, Senate Minority Leader, House Majority Leader, House Minority Leader, and the House Speaker. Those people are the one you have to worry about the most. Because I'm going to tell you this. If the census reappropriates House and Senate, well, House seats for that matter, if they reappropriate it, Democrats have no power. The majority of the House seats will wind up going to red state Republicans. That means Texas, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky could conceivably pick up an extra seat. And you know what that means? Those states have extra say, extra votes. Whereas blue states, they'll probably lose a seat or two. California may lose like what? Up to 2 seats? New York may lose up to 2 seats. And you know what that means in blue states? One less vote in the House of Representatives. Okay? We all know in the Senate, you're represented by what? Two people. So either way, whoever controls the House of Representatives and in correlation to the Senate controls the country. This is why I tell people this. You don't have to worry about who sits in the White House. Worry about who's running Congress. And this is why a lot of Democrats, lefties, and liberals don't fucking understand. Is that you want to control every branch of government, but here's the thing. This is why we have 3 co-equal branches of government. We have the legislative, judicial, and the executive. Yeah. And this is why Democrats need to fucking realize it's not about the executive branch you have to worry about. It's who controls the legislative. And if Republicans control the legislative, they can dictate what the executive and the judicial branch do. And this is why Democrats, and especially the liberal groups, don't fucking understand. They don't understand that if you want to control the country, control who is the House Speaker, control who is the Senate Majority Leader. Okay, if you got those two, you know as they say, the Vice President being the tiebreaker. As long as you got the votes, any bill can get passed within seconds. And this is why Democrats need to understand this. Democrats need to know, okay, guys? And they need to know that whoever controls this country whoever controls the Congress controls the country. Republicans know this. That's why you see in Republican states, they're gerrymandering their districts. Okay? They're gerrymandering it. So that gives them the advantage. Blue states are doing that same thing. No one has been gerrymandering it so much that almost every New England state is represented by Democrats, but it's not even represented by Republicans. And then that's why you got like JD Vance saying like this. Funny how Democrats cry about gerrymandering, but one here is been gerrymandered so much that no Republican has ever represented Republican voices in New England. Yeah, so this is why like this, guys. We're way ahead of this game. And like I said, guys, once you see this, you can never ever unsee it. And the fact that like Democrats are so adamant about protecting their illegal immigration and their illegal immigrants is because they're protecting their power. And whatever fucking power they have left, they know as soon as Donald Trump takes away their illegal immigration and their illegal immigrants from their blue states, they lose power. They lose votes. They lose a say in the House of Representatives. They will never be able to mount a challenge in Congress. Those blue states that have like so many representation in the House of Representatives, they're scared that come 2030, and if Trump takes away their illegal immigration, they have no votes. They have no power. That's why you see a lot of Andys and Brandys of Antifa defending illegal immigration, harassing, blocking, doxing, or whatever domestic terrorist activity they're doing against the federal government. You see it. Come on. You see it. So is the anti-ICE groups where they're using like signal to like as if they're running in an intelligence operation, which has been cracked, and everybody can see their sheer stupidity from a fucking mile away. But this is why they're doing this, guys, is because they know that once Donald Trump removes all the illegal immigration and removes the illegal immigrants in this country, they have no power. They're going to be in a position of so low that they're never going to be able to recover from for the next 20 to like 30 years. They're never going to recover. This is why Democrats are so scared, because they're scared about the census. They're scared of the fact that Donald Trump is going to remove their only block left in trying to stay in power, which is the illegal immigration. And this is why they're scared shit. and they're scared out of their asses, and they are really, really scared. Anyway, I want to talk about this Fox News article that came yesterday. Anti-ICE digital Minutemen use military-grade surveillance tactics against the feds. Funny how these anti-ICE cult nut members, the Andys and Brandy Tifa, the leftists and liberals, are like running around like forming a shadow government, a shadow network, a shadow like spy network. Yeah, I'll read you the subtitle of this. Fox News Digital uncovers a shadow network of anti-ICE scouts tracking law enforcement across 13 databases in a surveillance operation. A retired Green Beret warns is dangerous. Okay, read you the headline. Read you the first two paragraphs. Early last week, FBI Director Kash Patel announced that the Bureau is investigating the use of encrypted signal messaging platform by ICE watch actors to track block federal immigration enforcement. Just days later, Jill Garver, a co-founder of the group called State at the Core, logged into a Zoom webinar to train new crop of rapid responders in military-grade intelligence gathering methods called SALUTE, an acronym for size, activity, location, uniform, time, and equipment, is a mnemonic device that typically instructs soldiers how to systematically track details about enemies. Garvey framed the work as operational surveillance against agents, and she had called mercenaries in an interview days later. Basically, guys, you have these anti-ICE domestic terrorists, along with Andy, Brandy, Tifers, the leftists, and liberals, using military-grade surveillance and intelligence tools to basically surveil federal law enforcement, harass, intimidate docs, and try to obstruct them. These people that are using this shit, you fair warning. There are many veterans who know the inner workings of how things work, how military intelligence, surveillance operations work, ladies and gentlemen. There are many veterans out there. And the funny thing is, there are many veterans and many American citizens who know how to use a gun as well. Who knows how to use like self-defense tools, less lethal, or even a handgun, or even a rifle. Yeah. But the funny thing is, these anti-ICE nuts have been using this encrypted chat platform called Signal, but conservatives have basically hacked into it so much that we know their inner workings before they even do shit. And now that all the shit has been dumped in front of Kash Patel's desk, I'm telling you right now, they want to use that shit. They want to keep doing that shit because the FBI's got all the dirt from Cam Higbee. Yeah, the FBI's got the dirt from Cam Higbee about how the left is using Signal to coordinate, surveil, or basically track like federal law enforcement, or basically do like what, plate checks on anyone who they suspect to be an ICE agent. I'm telling you, man, those tactics are going to fucking backfire. And these anti-ICE leftist cults, I'm going to give you a fair warning. And you better, and I know some of them are listening. You do this to the wrong person and the wrong group or the wrong individual, and they whack your ass so far upside the head that you're probably sitting in an emergency room where the surgeon or the trauma surgeon is digging a bullet out of your body. Don't come crying to the liberal media when your tactics are backfiring and people have had enough of your bullshit and are taking it out on you people. Don't come crying to the fucking liberal media and saying, "Oh, look at these people! Oh, look at these people! They were attacking me because I wanted to do a blockade. I wanted to do a border check." Don't come crying. Don't come crying. Because I'm gonna tell you this right now. And I'm gonna say this on the podcast show. You try to stop me from entering my neighborhood, my burner LE is gonna come out and Mr. Burner is gonna school your ass and basically send your ass back to your mama's basement. And then afterwards, I'm gonna take your fake made up your checkpoint bullshit and toss it in a fucking dumpster. Because I'm gonna tell you this right now, and I'm gonna say this on the show. Y'all guys can flag it, right? There are people in this country who are fed up with the leftist bullshit, with leftists setting up checkpoints, making sure that only people can go here. If you're an ICE agent, we kick you out. Yeah, those checkpoints are fucking illegal. And if I ever see one checkpoint there, I'm gonna torch it. I'm gonna torch it right then and there. And then afterwards, Mr. Burner, is gonna come out and teach y'all a fucking lesson. It's pretty much that simple. But the fact that these people are using military grade tactics to harass, bully, dox, intimidate, and even obstruct federal law enforcement, many of them should be going to federal prison. I don't give a fucking horse shit. Many of them should be thrown headfirst into a federal prison cell block and never let out until they're like so old and gray. In my opinion, many of them, and I've said this on social media. Bring back the 9/11 Patriot Act law. If we brought the 9/11 Patriot Act law, every motherfucking leftist would be in federal prison by now. Every one of them would be like incarcerated. And I'm glad the feds are doing this. When they're encountering these anti-ICE leftists, they snap a picture of them. Yeah, they threaten. They snap their picture, put it on a database, and many of them who fly on the TSA get blocked from flying. Yeah, that's how you hit them. You hit them the legal way by saying like this. If you can't hit them through the courts, you hit them by preventing them from flying. And many of them will not be able to fly on domestic or international because they've been blocked by the federal government. That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you do it. But the fact that like these anti-ICE nuts are getting terroristic, this is why I tell people, ladies and gentlemen, and you hear me saying this on X and all the social media platforms. If you live in a state that you can conceal carry and you have self-defense rights in your state, by all means, fucking do it. But if you live in a blue state or a restricted state, get yourself a burner. Whether a burner SD, LE, TCR, Mission 4, or the compact launcher, get one. Because I'm going to tell you this, that alone is enough to deter these anti-ICE lunatics from doing stupid shit. And if they decide to do stupid shit to your face, they'll get hit with what? Kinetic, pepper, and tear gas rounds so badly that they're going to be coughing up like shit for the next 45 minutes. They're going to be coughing up like no tomorrow. But I'm going to tell you this, man. These people adopting these military tactics, if they hit the wrong person and the wrong group and shit goes south very fast, these people better not fucking cry to legacy media people saying, we're just trying to do a checkpoint, and then this meanie shot me. This meanie beat the shit out of me so badly that I have a broken bone. It's because you wanted to act like a dick. You wanted to act like a jackass. You wanted to act like an asshole. And because you wanted to act like an asshole, people got fed up of your bullshit and started doing what your mommy and daddy should have done to your ass a long time ago, was to some common sense into your fucking little brain cell. Pretty much. But the fact here is, guys, and I'm gonna say this, is that you got these anti-ICE nuts, okay, who basically obstruct, who basically go around harassing anyone who dresses like an ICE agent, who they think dresses like them. And I tell people like this: you do that to me, my burner is gonna come out, and my burner is gonna send your ass back to your mama's basement. Yeah, many people like me are starting to carry. We're starting to carry like what, pepper spray, or what's the other one? Less lethals, like burners, which have like what, kinetic pepper and tear gas. Trust me, these people don't want to get hit with kinetic pepper and tear gas. They don't, because I'm gonna tell you this: it ain't gonna be pretty, and they're gonna be coughing up for the next 45 minutes. They ain't gonna be able to see shit. Because at that point, I'll toss them in the dumpster. I'll toss their ass in the dumpster and just go like this. Oof, right there. Take out the trash, so to speak. But this is why, guys, this is why I'm gonna say this. These anti-ICE nuts and lunatics, yeah. You wanna play military intelligence, military surveillance. You want to play like insurgent? Play it to the wrong person. Play it to someone who's a military veteran. Yeah, and watch how fast things go south in a fucking hurry. Watch how fast these people run crying to what, the AKA the Commie News Network, crying that this meanie conservatives or MAGA didn't step in a checkpoint, and now we got breaking bones, bruises, and now we're trying to clean off the mess from being pepper sprayed and all, it was tear gas. Well, because you acted like a jerk, you acted like a fucking stupid, you acted like a fucking idiot. There are people like me who are fed up with stupid shit. And many times when you do stupid shit in front of people like me, we take out the trash. What do we do? We take out the trash. Whether you fucking like it or not. Yeah, we take out the trash. And I've often told people on social media, I'm not afraid to whip out my burner if some anti-ICE nut gets into my face trying to say, oh, you look like a fed. I'm gonna be like this. My burner comes out. That's deterrent and a warning that you keep coming. Those two kinetic rounds come first. Come anymore. I don't care if you have your camera phone and you're trying to get into my face. Those three pepper and tear gas rounds come, and I don't care if you cry like the soy bitch that you are, because you deserve it. Either way. Either way. But anyway, I want to talk about this article from the Federalist. Democrats hate anyone who doesn't love crime and fraud as much as they do, even the leftists. Okay? And these last two articles, this article and the last article, have the central theme, and I'm going to tell you in the next one too. Okay? In the paragraph, Democrats hate certain other Democrats and leftists about as much as they hate you, and their targets are quite revealing. In the Los Angeles elected city comptroller, Kenneth Measure, has unearthed significant social service fraud and waste and is pushing to fund more investigations without success so he can dig deeper. Measure is way left, a high octane Bernie bro who ostensibly left the Democrat Party in 2024. He has at times identified with the Green Party, apparently because Democrats were much more too far left, too far to the right for him. But Mieja is also a certified public accountant and a true believer in leftist social intervention, and he takes it personally when people steal from government programs that are supposed to help the poor. Mieja's investigators are the reason a homeless service contractor in Los Angeles is awaiting trial on a massive list of state and federal felony charges for fraud. So you have this one Democrat who's a diehard Bernie bro, okay, he's a diehard Bernie bro. But the problem is Democrats don't want him uncovering their massive fraud, corruption, and crime. And mind you, these are the same Bernie bros that got burned when during the 2020 election cycle, they got booted out to get let's go Brandon Joe Biden in. This is like a classic example, guys, of the left eating their own. And the left is cannibalistic. They are consuming their own, they are eating their own, they are fighting amongst themselves. And this is classic, okay? This is classic. Yeah. And then you gotta love this tweet from Wall Street 8. You literally can't make this up. Los Angeles City Comptroller Kenneth Measure, who has just uncovered that $27 million NGO homeless fraud that led to an arrest. Now executives from real estate and private industry and at least 10 other billionaires are pouring money to throw him out. So basically, Democrats don't like it when Democrats expose their fraud. Yeah. So the infighting is basically because they're eating each other alive. You got Democrats who want to keep the fraud going, keep the crime going. But then you got same Democrats who are probably like waking up and smelling the goddamn motherfucking coffee and going, what the fuck are we doing? But now the Democrats are trying to go after him. And it's like, yeah, like Dan Bongino said, the left is cannibalistic. They are going to eat everyone out until there's no one left. And now they're eating their own. And their own is their Los Angeles City comptroller, who's a Democrat themselves. So now they're eating him alive. Yeah, they're eating him. And it's like, these prophecies are coming true, ladies and gentlemen. These prophecies are coming so true. They're eating their own, they're eating everyone alive. And the funny thing is, ladies and gentlemen, these people are cannibalistic. The left is cannibalistic. They're going to eat their own until everyone's fed up and say, fuck you people, I'm out. You want to be all this shit and this shit, I'm out. It's going to bound to happen. It's going to bound to happen. Another example how the left is so cannibalistic, ladies and gentlemen. This article from the New York Post. Minneapolis yoga students berate instructors demand they condemn ICE in a wild video and accompany caves. Yeah. And this whole shit is going to be cannibalistic. So you got these yoga students who are mostly what? Like liberal women who are now demanding the instructors to to like join their cause by saying condemning ICE. These are the same people in 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 like Trump's first administration. They went after people who didn't condemn Trump. They were targeting, harassing, and berating them. I'm telling you, this is a classic example of them being cannibalistic. They're gonna eat these people out alive, and then afterwards, once they're done and there's nobody left, they're gonna eat themselves. They're gonna eat themselves. But the fact that they're doing this shit reminds me of what happened during the first Trump administration when the left was so like in your face trying to go after anyone who was a Trump supporter who voted for him and demanding that you cave to them. That's why I carry a burner. That's why I carry many of these people who want to go in my face saying like, "Oh, why you voted for Trump? Why you this?" I go, "This is my right. You don't like it? Get the fuck out." But that's why I carry a burner. Burner equalizes the conversation. It makes that conversation so equal that people are gonna look at that and go, let's not go that step further. But I'm telling you, man, these people are cannibalistic. They're gonna eat themselves alive, and when they go woke to broke, it's like, who else are you gonna destroy? You can't destroy anyone else because you destroyed everyone else anyway, and everyone else had enough of your bullshit. So what next? They're gonna eat themselves. Yeah, it's gonna fucking bound to happen. It pretty much is. Yeah, but I'm telling you, man, this is why a lot of people are probably starting to wake up and seeing how petty, stupid, and fucked up the left is. They're probably waking up and seeing the shit and going, "Yeah, man, this shit is nuts. This shit is like nuts to me. It really is, guys. It really is." Man, that was a good long show. That was, man. That was. And I do apologize if you heard my email alerts go off on my laptop. I do apologize for that earlier because yeah, I do sometimes forget about that, but that's just me. That's just me forgetting things and hey, that does happen. That really does happen. But I do want to say like this, man. I do want to say like this. If you guys want to support me and support my work as well, I have a lot of places. Kofi is one of them. And I also, guys, I do want to say like this. I'm also on OnlyFans and Fansly. So if you guys want to support my modeling work and all that, you guys can support me there. You guys can buy my photo shoots. I started doing photo dumping on Fansly and OnlyFans, where every 4 days there's a new crop of photo shoots out. So if you guys want to support me through that, I am most appreciated of that. Okay, I know I'm a small podcaster. I know my voice is like very small, where my opinions are like thrown to the wind, hoping somebody hears it. But I know that's probably the case. But I don't do this podcast show to make money, guys. I do this podcast show just to get my opinions and viewpoints out because on social media, you know me, I hate influencers. I hate like big time people who can say more, get their opinions out. But people like me who are small accounts, small podcast show, we fight just to get our voice out. We fight just to get our opinions out or just to be heard, even. So this is why I do my podcast show, just to be heard, just to be like to say to people, hey, I'm here, my opinion's here if you want to hear it, and that's it. That's all I do, man. That's all I ever do. All right. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you guys for listening to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host. I know it's Friday, so we're all checking out for the weekend. And I will see y'all on Monday. So see y'all soon. Bye for now.
You just listened to an episode of Nikki's World. Thanks for listening. We'll see y'all soon. Bye for now.